All right, sit down. Wow, you even sat down. This is the first time I ever got anybody do anything. And not even in my house, I can guarantee you. You know, my son's a SWO, or a former SWO now. Can you be an ex-SWO, like a Marine? Because he's out of the Navy now. You guys chased him out. He got stabbed in the back like the rest of you people do. Huh? That's what happens, right? You told me that, Sink, at the fitness center. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, Ron, thank you very much for having me here today. It's marvelous. What a difference a year makes, huh? You guys been doing this since 1988, right? 13 years. What do you mean you don't know? I looked it up. 28 years. Yeah, well, see, I don't know. That's all right. I'm a budget guy. And, you know, it's a great thing. But anyway, my son and I had a discussion. And I said, you know, why'd you get out of the Navy? And he said, well, I want to go to law school. How about that? And I said, okay, did you get what you wanted to get out of the Navy? And he said, you know, I did. And I went back through and said, I thought I'd get out of them. You know, I regret I didn't go submarines because you guys are really something. And I didn't get that at all. I said, you know, we got great camaraderie in the submarine force. He said, well, we had that. And I said, we cast off less lines. Okay, I got that. We see the sun. We visit distant places every now and again. Not often, though. We see sunsets and sunrises every now and again, not nearly as much. And I rambled on, and he wasn't taking any of this. So then I went with the ethos. When everything goes, I said, look, son, we have the same ethos. You know, we agree on it, and you know, with standards of excellence, it's all the things that James Bond Stocktail meant, and I was getting nowhere. So anyway, he's going to be a lawyer. There's no punchline to this. I'm just rambling on. You guys would think it was a joke or something. My son's not funny. What he's doing isn't either. Not at all. Well, listen, I want to talk this afternoon a little bit about the landscape, how things are kind of going here. Take a little bit of a sit rep, some challenges that I just want to throw out there, because what we have here is a partnership, right? It's the active duty, and some of the JOs are with the gray beards. I know some of you gray beards used to be friends and all that, and I'm a little nervous when I see some of the JOs with them, what things could come out. But anyway, we'll go through a little bit of challenges, things I need to work together. So again, what we need to work together. What a difference a year makes. You know, 1 year ago, it was like $100 billion out of overhead, you know, and then we could reinvest that, and then we were scrambling to take another $70-some billion out, and that was done on the Fourth Estate. I don't even know what that is, but that meant not the Navy. And I said, well, that's good. It wasn't out of the services. And I was looking. I thought this is wonderful. We've always, if you are a programmer or budgeter, you always wanted to kind of craft stuff out of the overhead and reinvest it. And so here we are today. You know, budget changed kind of bit all kind of year long. The anxiety built here, and I'm sitting up there as the vice chief. We started working on $200 billion, $250, $300. It was just going up. We hit $400 billion, put together the alt palm, and I said, man, I'm glad I'm getting out of here. This is going to really suck after a while, you know. And so then things changed a little bit, and we're at $489 billion over 10 years, built the budget, got it wrapped up there, $261 billion over the fit-up, and sequestration is looming. What a year. So as it got to be around August and reality was setting in, I said, you know, I'm not going to try and predict the outcome of Palm 13 and Congress and year ahead. I'm going to look past what the MCPON Hooyah used to say, the prop wash. You know, we look past the prop wash of that first year's budget. And so I said, I'll get together a diverse and disparate transition team. So I said, well, I need somebody who will challenge me and is a little off. So I got Rick Hunt. And he came to lead the team. He did a wonderful job. Got Ann Phillips, Tom Roden, Willie Hillardis, you know, so you have to, all this stuff. And then you got Willie over here, if you know Willie. And we sat down and looked at what are the priorities, what are the tenets, what should we do to get by this prop wash? What will matter the most, no matter what our Navy's going to look like, what is important? And focus on the enduring business, because we need our sailors, we need the boardroom, and we need the wardroom and the ready room to be focusing on what's going to matter regardless of how this all comes out. So we did that. We published sailing directions. Most of you have read it, I think. If not, there's a free copy in the back. We got a lot of extras, you know, and a lot of CD-ROMs out there going around. But 3 priorities, and we searched and searched. What should the priorities do? And it came back to the similar priorities that Gary Ruffhead had, Mike Mullen, and Vern Clark. And that is be ready to meet today's challenges today. That's what we've got to do. We can't be hollow. We've got to get that done today. We've got to build a relevant force of the future, capable fleet. We've got to take care of the sailors and the families and the civilians and build that next force of the future, those personnel that are motivated, like we have today, that are relevant, match the skill sets of the future, and they have to be diverse. Our Navy has to kind of match go where the talent is. That's where it is. It's out there in the diversity of our great nation. But again, from the boardroom to the wardroom, how do we want people how do we want them to focus on things? When people are making decisions, when the CO's getting together with a wardroom and thinking through this thing, when I'm I don't do RQBs, a CNO's executive board, how do we think things through? And number one, warfighting has got to be first. We came to that conclusion. That has to be there. If we are not ready to fight and win today, that's how we'll be judged. We have to be able to do that. 2, we've got to operate forward. And I'll talk a little bit about that, what I mean by that, because this Navy of ours is at its best when it is underway, when it is out there operating forward. Our job, as I mentioned before, is to deter, defeat, and be able to respond. We're the offshore option that we provide this country. The key principles are we operate from bases. We need places forward there, and we need to be where the maritime crossroads are, because that's what is that keeps the world economy rich and moving along. Lastly, we got to be ready, and that doesn't just mean we got to have parts. It does mean that, but there's more than parts, more than gas, more than getting the maintenance done. It's beyond operational availability. It's about being capable to do the missions that you're assigned, as I said in the first priority, today. That we're able to do that we have a whole WHOLE combat system, and that we are organized, trained, equipped, and manned to do that. So warfighting's first. We're going to operate forward, and we have to be ready. Now, a little bit about that. Could you put the first slide up? See if this, all right, my nuclear powered pointer is working. So,